you got to decide. Are you going to blame resources and say, I don't know how, and fall into sort of the excuses, if you will? Or we're always in business. It's like economic Darwinism. It is always who adapts that wins. Not the smartest, not the fastest, not the most competitive. Who adapts? So you can learn anything, be resourceful, and help your clients, and we'll all get through this together.
Boom, mic drop. Real quick. Hello, everybody. My name's Alex Vidal. I'm president of Related ISG International Realty. Much fanfare today. We are on with my man, Tom Ferry. And Tom is joining us for what I think is a big landmark, but I think it's only a small step in the grand scheme of things. Episode 100, baby. Tom, thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, man, thank you for having me. I mean, obviously we're in an unprecedented time of the world, but it is nice to see that people like you and I are still moving forward and helping as many people as we can. So congrats on 100, man. Thrilled to be here.
That's right. 100 weeks in a row, baby. I love it. Have not missed a beat, even if that means going virtually. So it is what it is. Now, So Tom, we got a hard stop, 20 minutes. So let's rock and roll. I got about 9 questions for you. Number one job every day is to feel good so you can step into your greatness. Man, is there ever a truer statement than that right now? Talk to me about some ways the viewers can help themselves to feel good under the current situation, and maybe chime in a little bit on the lion and lionesses versus the sheep and the lambs.
Yeah. So, Alex, first of all, I want to acknowledge that wherever you are in the world, and I've, talking to clients in China, I'm talking to clients all throughout Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, Canada, the US, it's different everywhere. But the one consistent message that I keep sharing with people is, look, I have been doing all these mental toughness routines for moments like this. Yep. Right. So when I say things like take your meds, it's funny, people will create memes and make fun of me, but I'm like, look, by meditating every day, I slow down, I get centered. By exercising every day, I get physically stronger, which we need in an environment like this. Diet, as the D, a lot of people they're just shoving their face and they're drinking stuff that they shouldn't, and they're doing things that create too much emotional ups and downs, right, with the food that you're taking. And then the last one is sleep. Now more than ever, we need rest and recovery so we can get out and do the things we have to do to take care of our clients, to take care of our family, and to keep things moving forward. So, whether it is a daily gratitude, which, I'm literally on my wall this morning, I was sharing with several thousand agents around the world that today my gratitude was, I was thinking about moments in time where, faced with cancer with my wife, the passing of a loved one, being in New York on 9/11, just all of these just moments where I was grateful that, not that the moment was happening, but how I acted during that time. And that leads very nicely into sort of this lion and lioness thing, which I started 3 weeks ago. I just said to people, look, right now we need lions and lionesses. They take care of their tribe, they take care of their family, they don't waste energy on things they can't control. And the last thing you want to be in an environment like this is a lamb, because tragically, we all know lambs get slaughtered. And it's sad because I don't wish ill will on anyone. I'm sending everybody blessings and I want them to do well. And I'm saying to agents, if you're mentally in your head right now, we need you back. And if you're ghosting us the way you hate clients ghosting you, meaning you're ghosting your business, we need you back, because we can't fully recover around the world without everybody doing a little bit of their thing. So I'm stressing to people, we need to be lions and lionesses, or whatever metaphorical example you use for mental toughness. Now is the time.
I use the hammer and the nail. You could be the hammer or you could be the nail. #be the hammer, right? Huh. Now, one of the things I'm getting a lot of, and I'd love your feedback, and I know you did a post about this recently, was 9/11, coronavirus, 2008 market crash. There was a lot of talk comparing the two, or comparing the 3 situations. How are you handling that with your clients? How are you describing that to your clients right now?
So again, it's different. This morning I had, 2 coaching sessions, one with one of the top agents in New York City for Douglas Elliman,
Sure.
And then right afterwards, someone across the river, across the Hudson in Hoboken, New Jersey, if I would have asked them last week, they would have said, I kind of feel like the nail, because what was going on in that marketplace last week was just heavy and intense. This week, fortunately, their spirits are lifted and they're getting back to doing the things they have to do, right? At the end of the day, it just comes down to this, my friends. Everyone that's watching, you got to decide right now. Like, to me, it's 3 rules. Safety first. Rule number 2 is keep the business moving forward. And rule number 3 is you better load the count in, because this is going to pass. And when it does, if you didn't first and foremost take care of safety and make sure that you, your family, and your finances were in order, you're going to be in trouble, right? And again, we don't wish that on anybody. Just it is what it is. The second thing is you've got to keep the business moving forward right now, which means taking care of your clients, managing expectations. I'm talking to clients that are taking listings, the 2 that I just mentioned, in New York and in New Jersey, right? So why is it that some people can take a listing? I didn't say they launched it, but they're taking listings, right? Helping people prepare for what's to come next, as resourceful as they can with the situation we're dealing with, right? We have to keep the business moving forward. And then the last part is, look, if you're not marketing right now, if you're not messaging right now with the right tone, right, with compassion for what's going on in the world, with a sense of empathy and educating people on what to do next, if you're missing the boat there, when this thing turns, you're going to be way behind the 8 ball, and that makes me nervous. I don't know if I answered your question at all, but that's the stuff that's on my mind.
No, you did. And I was going to go back but you're right though. But it's an interesting topic, because I get asked that a lot. I'm kind of like, somebody asked me, we're looking at the market statistics today. Let's say the last 7 days.
Yeah.
And it was like 5,000 transactions between closed, pending, and listings taken in Miami, right? And somebody asked me, well, how does that compare to, let's say, a week in February or a week in March? I was like, who gives a shit? Pardon my French, but who cares? We did 5,000 transactions. Do you want in or do you want out? Right?
Yeah.
So let's get into that nitty gritty then, because I do want to break down all the different things that realtors should be doing now. So, and we didn't review the question, so I'm going to lay it out for you, and then we'll go back. So one is about handling current clients, then building the pipeline, video marketing, focusing on opportunities, et cetera. So let's start with current clients. What should our agents be doing with current clients right now, both the ones that are under contract and, let's say, our sphere of influence?
Okay, so let's break it down, because it's very different. Current clients under contract, if they're a pending transaction and they're scheduled to close, if you haven't called your lender to say, is this loan going to be approved? Is this loan going to fund? If you haven't made that phone call, you need to stop watching this and do that immediately.
Okay.
Because FHA is changing, FICO scores are changing. If it's a jumbo loan, that's changing. Like, it's so dynamic right now on the mortgage side that we need to keep our transaction together and make sure that we're secure on the mortgage. Like, that would be my first piece of advice.
Got it.
If they're a seller, right? Look, at the end of the day, you worked really hard to establish trust and create this connection with this, this couple or this individual, whatever it is. Here's the question. Do you really think anyone's going to care about days on market in the next 60 to 90 days? I would argue no, right? So you can say that to clients, right? You can certainly say that to a seller today and say, everyone is going to acknowledge what happened during this time. Here's the key. Ready? Mr. and Mrs. Seller, seller, what is it you want to do? Well, we're nervous. We're afraid. We think only vultures are going to come in and write lowball offers. Then look, why don't we withdraw the listing? Let's take it off the market. Let's take a pause. And then I'm going to keep you in touch on real time, what's happening in the market. And as it turns, we'll get it back on the market and we're ready to go. Like, it's just simply Alex doing the right thing, right? Yeah. Steve Harney posted something recently I thought it was interesting. He basically said there's 2 kinds of agents in the market. Agents that the only reason they're in this business is because they want to make money, right? Like money, 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 money. They're dead in this environment. I'm not saying agents aren't making money, but I'm saying the agent that is just only thinking about a paycheck right now and is focused on, you see a client and you see dollars, that person is dead. The people that have a calling to this business, the people that understand doing the right thing is always the right thing, they're the ones that are establishing the trust and the brand forever. And the people that are just about the almighty buck, they're also establishing their brand, but they're not getting a lot of trust. So I would say that's to me, just do the right thing for the client, right? If it means not closing the deal, so be it. If it means taking the home off the market, so be it. there will be another buyer for that listing, or there will be, another seller opportunity in the future with that client. So do the right thing. But
Now,
let's talk about your.
are you saying take it off the market if the seller doesn't feel comfortable? But if the seller says, "Hey, I'm good with what's going on," keep it on the market, right? Because
Alex, say that to one of my clients in Milan 3 weeks ago, and they would have said, "You're insane." And I would have said the same thing. Take it off the market. We don't want anybody near you, right? So again, it's market by market, depending upon where you were. If you look at just the US, talking to a client in La Jolla, right, in San Diego, they're in a very different situation than talking to somebody in Newport News, Virginia, or in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, right? So you really have to be mindful, in my opinion, that there is no blanket statement of truth right now. It's market by market, day by day, hour by hour.
got it.
And it's always what is the right thing for the client.
Tom, you just said something very, very poignant I want to point out, because I told you I had Ryan Serhan on last week. The week before that, I had a gentleman by the name of Aaron Novello, who's down here, does 200 transactions a year. And you're right, the conversations with them were completely different, because what we're experiencing in South Florida is completely different than what's happening in New York. We can still show property safely, obviously, and all that. So how can agents go about building their pipeline right now?
So there's a ton of things that they can do, but let's answer the other part of that question is what should we be doing with our sphere right now?
Got it.
So again, I want to stress to you, we're now 3 weeks into this, right? If you talk to our clients in Shanghai, technically, right, and we'll see how this is, they're at the end of it, right? But talking to my clients in Spain or in Italy or in parts of Germany, right, they're knee deep in it. Same thing as you mentioned, between Ryan in New York and then, your guy down in Miami. So what I would say is, if you haven't first reached out to every single person in your database with just some empathy and compassion, I'm just checking in, how you doing? And I think the better way to do it is, hey, Alex, I just wanted to reach out and check in and see how you're doing. Shoot them a video, because you can shoot those videos really quick, right? Put a smile on your face. Be aware that not everybody's going to respond in real time right now, because you don't know where people are at today. So that's the first thing. Check in. How you doing? Right? I just want to see, how are you? How's your family? How's your kids? That's a really important call. Then on the flip side, this morning I had several thousand people on a webinar we're doing called Pivot. And the topic of conversation was, lead generation and marketing in this world. And would it shock you to hear that around the world, we have clients that used to do first-time buyer seminars, as an example, in a room. And now today, one of our clients last week had 200 people on a Zoom session like this, talking about the 2 questions that everybody is thinking about when it comes to buying and selling real estate. There's only 2 questions. Now, there's a million questions, but when you compact them and you compress them, there's only 2.
All right.
And I got started in 1989. So 31 years later, it was the same questions then, through all kinds of market cycles, 2007, 2010. Ready? Yep. How's the market? Yep. How's the market? And how do I time this? Those are the only 2 questions. So if you're putting out content today where you're being the educator, right? Where you're shooting videos and saying, I'll give you an example. My client in La Jolla. So last week on a coaching session, I said to the Gallons, legendary agents in the business, let's do a historical update on listings coming to the market April, May, June. And we went back like 7 years.
Okay.
And what we were able to basically tell people is, timing. By the way, did you know that April is historically a lower new listings coming to the market? May is a little bit higher, and then it peaks in the month of June, and then it begins to trail off July, August, September, right? So so we're trying to educate people on, this is what happens historically. Now we're doing a series of emails to their, 5,000 people in their customer base. The next one is now lining up historical April, May, June listings to pending transactions and showing the lag time of, maybe June being the highest peak of listings coming on the market, to when those properties are selling, which in La Jolla, in the high end, it hasn't been like, the medium sales prices that maybe some of the people are listening to. You're selling $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $20 million ocean fronts. it could be 60 days on the market. It could be a day, but pretty much it's going to be like 60, 65 days. So showing that trend. And then the message in the third week is going to be about the following. So how do you time it? Is May the new June, right? Is everybody going to rush to the market? Or is July the new June? And then the ask is, hey, we're getting questions every day. How do we time this? How's the market? What's going on? And then in the third email, they'll finally say, hey, why don't you schedule a 15 or 30-minute Zoom session, and let's go from the bigger market to your situation to see how we can help you best.
Got it. So they're laying the groundwork, and then if they want specifics, they're asking for the one-on-one Zoom meeting.
And I'll tell you right now, Alex, smart agents today, anyone watching this knows, if you're not booking 7 to 15 presentations, Zoom sessions like this, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, with past clients, with current clients, with future clients, with leads from 2016, right, 2010, that have been waiting for the market to turn slightly. If you're not doing that right now, you're totally missing the boat.
That's right.
Because I'm watching.
I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah, I'm watching agents kill it right now. And I don't mean kill it in the crush it, the traditional, oh my God, sales are great. They're killing it, and then they are educating more people than ever before. And their pipeline is just growing at enormous rates because they're doing this one-on-one stuff.
There you go. So let's talk about video marketing, because video marketing, obviously, you and I are both huge fans of video marketing. God knows I am. I mean, this is episode 100, right? So I have my own ways, but I know people always like to hear it from the top dogs like you. What are some ways that people can break into video marketing? I mean, if there's ever been a time to get comfortable in front of the camera, now is it, right? This is all we're doing is camera time. Tips to get started, and what are some of the topics that some ideas on topics they should be discussing?
If I ran off camera to go grab a list of 11 videos, can I do that really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to talk while Tom goes, since we got to keep going. I don't want to edit this out. I will tell you, I film with my iPhone, even though I'm filming with Zoom right now. I film with a tripod that I bought on Best Buy for $60. I have lapel mics that I also bought at Best Buy. They're wired lapel mics, Insignia lapel mics. And if you notice, you're going to see a related ISG logo in the middle of this, and that is created through Facebook Frame Studio. All right, you're back. I was just giving them some tips on what I do with my tripod. You've seen my setup. So
yeah. So I'll tell you guys, when it comes to tech and stuff, I'm the wrong guy to ask. Mm-hmm. I have all of my original flip video cameras in my office under cases. See this device right here? Yeah. This is all you need. No one cares anymore about good lighting, bad lighting. What they care about is, are you authentic? Are you real? And are you sharing valuable insights? If you're doing that, some of my best videos are me with a hat on, walking out of the gym and just spitting fire and just talking about what's real for me in the moment. And that's where we kill it. So I'll give you 11 videos that everybody should shoot in the next 30 days.
I love it.
Over the next 30 days, twice you need to do state of the market. And this is where literally you become a newscaster. Hey, it's Tom Ferry, Banana Real Estate. In the last 2 weeks, did you know we had this many new listings to the market, this many pending sales, and this many closings, and then share your opinion about it, right? It's all about your opinion. You're the expert. You're the knowledge broker. So anybody could read me the stats, but your opinion is what I'm looking for. So we're going to do that twice in the next 30 days.
Okay.
In addition, you're going to do, how about a video called How to Maintain a Positive Mindset in the Face of a Crisis? Okay. See, we as an industry are so blessed that we get exposure in YouTube and audiobooks and, podcasts like Alex. So we're exposed to all this stuff, but the average person isn't. And I'm watching great clients of mine, people that have been around me for, 20 plus years. One of my clients who I just mentioned, Maxine, she's 83 years old. She did a whole thing on meds, right? Like, now is the time to take your meds. And it's funny coming from this 83-year-old rock star, right? A great one right now is 3 hacks to working at home effectively. Okay. That's a really good one. How do I set up my home office to work effectively? Okay. Another great one is, ready? Top 3 clean comedians I love. I'm not kidding, guys. and literally, hey, I just wanted to share with you guys, especially if it's in the form of a video that's embedded in an email like BombBomb or something
Bomb
like that.
Bomb is great. Bomb Bomb is great.
You can put the links, like here's the Russell Peters one that I love. Here's a, Bill Burr. I'm actually thinking about comedians that I love.
Yeah,
right?
no Dave Chappelle, right?
You might want to go cleaner than that if you're thinking clean videos. But then if you said, hey, here's 3 comedians I love, and then here's 2 that are not so clean, right? That's also good. A big one right now is
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, 4 hacks for homeschooling. 4 hacks for homeschooling. Okay. Another one might be, ready? Blank fun things to do together as a family.
Okay.
I'm talking to friends of mine that are my age. We have 18 and 20 and 21-year-old kids, and we're breaking out Monopoly. We're doing puzzles because I've been home for 3 weeks. I can't think of the last time I was ever home for 3 weeks.
I know. Right? It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Yeah, and in California, we got another 4 weeks in front of us, right? So that's a good, helpful thing. Another one, ready, is how to throw a virtual cocktail party or dinner party with Zoom.
Okay.
Right, so it's like more of a tutorial.
Yeah.
One that my team's putting together right now is how to watch movies on Netflix with your friends through Google. Google has a solution where you can share and everybody can watch the movie at the same time together.
Okay.
Right, so you can still do movie nights with your friends. Like that's another good one. Ready? Speaking of movies, top 5 feel-good movies right now.
Okay.
Do we really need to see another movie on pandemics and virus and people dying?
Yeah.
That's a no.
What is that, Pathogen or there's some crazy movie. I haven't watched it, but don't watch it. Don't watch it.
Okay, but I'm going to give you guys a pro tip. I'm not an investor in this company. I do wish I was. If you're not watching Keeping Current Matters on the daily right now, the content that Steve Harney and David Childers and that company are putting out, I mean, I've been fans of them forever. Steve and I have been friends for a long time. Alex, I now have a weekly show called This Week in Housing.
Okay.
And literally this week, Friday at 4 p.m., you know what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the realities of the unemployment numbers and how that's impacting people right now.
Where can they find that?
Say again?
Where can they find that?
All you got to do is just go to my main Facebook business page. And I mean, we're trying to tell everybody. We're getting, a couple 100,000 views on these shows right now every week because we're just trying to educate agents and consumers are watching this. Sure. Last week, we talked about mortgage. The week before, we talked about kind of things to do and say as we were entering this into the U.S. So
if you can text, when we're done, if you get some point, text me the link and I'll add it to the comments. Tom, it's 4:25 my time. I know you got 3 minutes. Got a couple questions. I'm going to lightning round them, I guess, right? So opportunities, what are, if you were to sum it up in one sentence, what are the opportunities right now? What are the opportunities after this blows over?
The first opportunity for everybody is to establish a brand that has so much credibility and so much trust. Like I'm telling people right now, starting 3 weeks ago, I said, what you market, what you post, how you operate for the next 30 to 60 days will impact your referrals for a lifetime.
Ooh.
I'm dead serious. And so I saw an interesting stat this morning. Bain & Company, right? One of the bigger, consulting firms on the planet, showed, Alex, this great little graph of in a moment of crisis, and they were giving all these examples of crisis, right? In a moment of crisis, companies that stop marketing, that go dark, struggle to ever come back. And those that have the right message and the right tone, it just shows the increase. Like every MBA student, every analytical knows you want to be high and right. And,
and by the way, you're right. Like the first time ever that I did I do 100 episodes of the show, no problem. The first time I ever picked up a phone and did a selfie video was now during the pandemic, right?
There you go. What
are the opportunities after this blows over? Too early to tell? I don't want to put you on the spot. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, no, I have 1,000 thoughts racing through my head. I think I'm going to go a different direction that you're probably not thinking. I think it's the opportunity to have humanity be on the forefront of all of our minds. Got it.
I love it. Okay. 2 last questions. And if we have time, I want you to pitch your pivot program. Okay. But let me ask these 2 questions first. By the way, Brad Pearson wants me from Coldwell Banker. Obviously, very dear friend of mine, wanted me to tell you hello. Anything else realtors should be doing right now, and parting words to leave the audience with?
I know you're a fan also, as I am, of sharpening the axe. This is the time when you need to improve. I would say I'm going to go a different direction, and please, no one take this personally. No one cares that you're not comfortable on video. No one cares you're not good with technology. No one cares. No one cares. Here's the thing. Ready? For every agent out there, some of us, we've been around for a while. You learned how to drive a stick shift car. You learned how to use the damn MLS. And if there's a more archaic, ugly piece of software than the MLS, forget it.
Right.
You can learn anything you want if you just start by saying how, or better yet, grab your phone and say, hey Siri, show me and guess what? If you can read and you can watch a video, you can learn anything today. So the thing I would part with everybody is, you got to decide. Are you going to blame resources and say, I don't know how, and fall into sort of the excuses, if you will? Or we're always in business. It's like economic Darwinism. It is always who adapts that wins. Not the smartest, not the fastest, not the most competitive. Who adapts? So you can learn anything, be resourceful, and help your clients, and we'll all get through this together.
Boom, mic drop. Real quick, because you got to go 2 minutes till your next call. Tell me where they can find your pivot program. I love it. I think it's great right now.
Yeah, thank you. If you just go to tomferry.com, you'll see it, because we're helping a lot of people right now, and if we can help you, we'd be honored to help.
You got it. Tom, episode 100, man. Thank you for helping me make it happen. I would have loved to have done this in person. We had it scheduled in person, but unfortunately, we had to not do that, and here we are. Tom, thanks again, man.
Thank you, Alex. Keep up the great work, man.